Hi everybody, Derek Christensen here. Today I wanted to talk to you about why you should not download your documents off the internet when it comes to your estate plan. But before I dive into that, I wanted to tell you how to reach out to me. You can find me in my email, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, and you can find me on my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. So with that, let's dive right in. Now, I'm just going to say it right from the top. I am biased. I am absolutely biased in this matter because I make more money if you do not download things off the internet. That being said, I also need to make a very important point. I make more money off of people who do download documents off the internet because I end up having to fix their problems later on. And let me explain kind of the scenario by using an analogy. I oftentimes run into people who say, wow, I don't want to pay that much for the estate plan documents. And then I say, okay, cool. Well, either you do it or you don't. You're going to die one day, and it is what it is, but you want to make sure you do it right because there are a couple of important aspects of estate planning to understand. The first would be that this affects everything. It is not like I'll make the analogy of fixing a car engine, but if I screw up the engine because I'm trying to do it myself rather than have a mechanic fix it, every single aspect of my life is affected, not just the car in the estate plan. So the estate plan affects everything. The car only affects the car. That's what I'm trying to say. So retirement accounts, houses, vehicles, bank accounts, every single thing you've ever worked for your entire life, where you're working 40 hours a week for 30 years or whatever, every part of it is touched by your estate plan. So you really don't want to scrimp and save on this one. You want to make sure you get it right the first time. The second point to make is that if you're downloading documents, you don't know what you don't know. For instance, if I had a magic wand and I went on the internet and I learned all I could about fixing my car engine, and then I had a magic wand and said, all right, fix the spark plugs, and the magic wand does it for me, and all of a sudden my spark plugs work. I didn't know that the tube that connects to the engine that actually is the intake is actually the problem. I didn't know that. I didn't even bother to check that. I just thought it was the spark plugs because that's what the internet said. And that's kind of the problem here too, where the estate plan, you don't know what you don't know. And for instance, in estate planning, if you don't know, you need to have a self-proving affidavit at the end of your will. If you don't, then you're going to have to drag your witnesses back into court 30 years later whenever you die. What if you can't find those witnesses? Well, then huge problems pop up. What if you fail to mention, or what if the very notary line, where it's just the very last line of the last page, what if that last line does not include 2 spaces to handwrite the witness names in? What happens then? If you don't include the witness names in that notary stamp, then boom, your document doesn't count. It's not valid, and you're subject to the default laws of Texas, and every aspect of your estate is affected. So again, you just don't know what you don't know, and if you download off the internet, sure, you save some money, but it can lead into severe disasters later on that can cost hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And last but not least, estate planning, again, it is simply the most important aspect of life. It is protecting you from every aspect of life, where it's a coma, you're outside of the country, you are under anesthesia on the surgery table. It's not just simply, I need to split up my stuff, so it's whatever. This is extremely important. And if you do it wrong, again, you can still devastate yourself while you're still alive. Even if you think, oh, I'm just going to be dead, it doesn't matter at that point. No, you can still mess up a lot of things. In fact, I did a horror story series where I made a lot of videos about people who have suffered terrible consequences of a crummy or a bad estate plan. One of those had to do with a guy who downloaded a power of attorney off the internet. He gave all the authority under the sun to his brother because he didn't know the difference between durable and springing power of attorney. And so that brother, who was jealous, destroyed his entire financial life, legally speaking. And there was nothing we could do for him. He lost millions of dollars because he was trying to save a couple $100. So either way, those are the points to make. Downloading off the internet, you will save money. But the problem is that these companies, they do not give you advice. They do not process your facts. They just simply state, what do you want me to do? Tell me. And if you think you know what to say, go for it. And if you question yourself, just like I would about my car engine, then you should get somebody who does know what's going on and let them process the facts with you to make sure you get it right the first time. Because again, if you go to these documents or these online computers and ask for a document that does this, you don't understand the consequences. And anyways, I can give you a lot of examples. One of them would be deeds. So if you decide to give your house to someone, and you go on the internet and you download a deed, well, first of all, you're not allowed to file that deed unless you're a lawyer or a title company or whatever. But even if you did try to do that, you wouldn't realize, oh crap, I actually have to pay gift taxes on this, or I have to lower my estate tax exemption. And if you don't, later on, the IRS is going to say, hey, whoa, what's going on here? You owe money and you owe back pay, and you just, again, you don't know what you don't know. And these computers aren't going to tell you what you don't know. They're not going to educate you. They're not going to process the facts with you and give you good advice. So that's why attorneys cost so much more, is because you're paying for the advice. You're not paying for the documents. The documents are ancillary. They're extra. You don't have to have them. Even good advice can still put you on the right course. And those documents can solve problems if there are, but the documents are not the main thing. It's the advice. And if you ignore the advice and you just think you can make up your own advice, that's where you suffer really strong negative consequences. So if you're worried about the advice, talk to me. I can give you advice, and I'll give you advice for free over a consultation. So you can find me at my website. You can go to it, www.legionlawpllc.com. You go to our Contact Us page, and you can schedule for a free consultation over the phone directly onto my calendar, or you can email me directly, Derek, DEREK, at legionlawpllc.com. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.